Snead and McVay are tweaking the depth chart before the lights come on in LA. The front office quietly scooped up a former SEC standout to bring heavy hitting to our special teams unit. He faces an uphill battle, but adds much-needed toughness to camp. Subscribe and hit the like button for more content. The Los Angeles Rams bolstered the linebacker unit on Thursday by signing Monty Rice, a move that provides some experienced depth right before our preseason clash against the Kansas City Chiefs. Having been a third-round selection by the Tennessee Titans back in 2021 out of Georgia, Rice arrives with 39 games of NFL experience under his belt. He has spent time with the Titans, Patriots, and Lions, starting 11 career games while recording 110 tackles and 2 passes defended. While many fans might recognize him from his collegiate success where he earned first-team All-SEC honors, his professional journey has been defined by persistence. He excelled specifically on special teams, where he logged 475 snaps and delivered 21 tackles, even earning high praise from Pro Football Focus as a top-graded specialist as a rookie. This is where it gets real, because while the top of our depth chart appears settled with guys like Nate Landman and Omar Speights, the sheer lack of veteran experience behind them is a genuine concern. Could a player with his history in run defense, where he ranked 20th among linebackers with significant snaps in 2022, finally find a home in our rotation? Honestly, my first reaction was that this is a low-risk, high-reward pickup to see if he can provide that needed stability on the practice squad. It is fair to wonder if his past struggles to secure a starting role elsewhere will haunt him here, or if this change of scenery is exactly what he needs to reignite his career. With the preseason opener now looming large, the real question is how quickly he can grasp the defensive scheme and whether he will see significant snaps on Saturday to prove he still belongs on an active roster. Perhaps the most telling aspect of this signing is how quickly Monty Rice's fortunes shifted following that difficult 2023 campaign in Tennessee. After being drafted as a premium third-round pick, expectations were understandably high. Yet he struggled through a training camp where an undrafted free agent simply outplayed him for his spot. He even missed significant preseason action due to personal matters, leading to a quiet departure from the team shortly after a late-season loss to the Indianapolis Colts. And here's why that's a big deal for our roster. The front office is clearly prioritizing competition for those final practice squad spots, which have remained thin behind our established names. Rice arrives with a resume showing 39 games of experience, but his true value has consistently manifested in the kicking game, where he logged 475 special team snaps. Interestingly, Pro Football Focus recognized him as an 11th highest graded specialist during his rookie season, and he maintained solid marks again while playing for the Patriots. Does this suggest we are just hunting for a reliable veteran presence to anchor our coverage units? It is a low-risk gamble, especially since he showed genuine promise in 2022 by ranking 20th among linebackers in run defense snaps. His tackling metrics were also impressive, as he recorded a 4.7% missed tackle rate that year. Behind the current depth chart of Nate Landman, Omar Speights, Sean Dolac, and Grant Stewart, our lack of veteran seasoning is apparent. Could this change of scenery be the spark that allows him to reclaim that early career trajectory? While he faces a steep climb to make the active roster, he offers immediate tape and utility. If he proves he can still play at that level, the coaches will surely take notice before final cuts arrive. Transitioning from the raw facts to what this actually implies for our organization, we have to look at the immediate urgency of our current defensive roster status. Think about it this way. Bringing a veteran like Monty Rice onto the squad right before our preseason matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs isn't just about filling a warm body. It is a calculated effort to insulate our special teams unit. When you consider his history, specifically those 475 special teams snaps, it becomes clear the coaching staff identifies a gap that requires veteran polish. Does this signing guarantee him a roster spot? Certainly not, given that he remains behind names like Nate Landman, Omar Speights, Sean Dolac, and Grant Stewart on our current internal depth chart. However, we were previously looking at a thin group behind our starters, with only Elias Neal and Kai Hill-Green available for support. Adding Daniel Rickard and now Rice provides the kind of competition that forces everyone to perform at their absolute best during these training camp sessions. For us, watching this position battle unfold against the Chiefs on Saturday will offer a much clearer picture of who truly has the grit to stick around. We are clearly aiming to find hidden value for the practice squad, and if Rice can replicate that 4.7% missed tackle rate he posted back in 2022, he might just earn his keep. While some fans might remain skeptical due to his departure from Tennessee, this low-risk move allows the front office to gather fresh tape without overcommitting resources. Can he reclaim his early career form and push our younger guys? That is the real test waiting for him this weekend, and honestly, the outcome could quietly determine the reliability of our rotation once the regular season finally arrives for us. Monty Rice brings legitimate potential to our linebacker room, especially when you look at his 2022 defensive performance where he ranked 20th among players with at least 350 snaps. That level of efficiency, coupled with a 4.7% missed tackle rate that ranks 7th, suggests there is still a capable defender waiting to be unlocked. Pro Football Focus grades confirm he possesses the specialized talent needed to thrive on coverage units, which is exactly why this signing feels like a smart depth play for our defensive coaching staff. The truth is, relying on younger, unproven options like Elias Neal or Kyle Green creates a vulnerability we simply cannot afford during the grind of an 18-week season. However, we must be realistic about the downside, because his recent history includes being outplayed by undrafted talent during training camp and missing extensive time for personal reasons. Can he really beat out competitors like Sean Dolac or Grant Stewart for a spot on the final roster? Some analysts argue that his career trajectory suggests he has plateaued, and his struggle to stick in Detroit or New England might indicate that his best football is already behind him. What I really think is that this is a classic low-stakes gamble designed to push our younger guys. While he brings that valuable experience from his time in Tennessee, we have to see if he can stay consistent enough to make himself useful in a rotation that demands total reliability. Relying solely on his past accolades would be a mistake, as he needs to prove he can handle the intensity of our current system before we even consider him a lock. If he performs well against Kansas City, he might just earn his keep. But until then, he is simply a man fighting to keep his career alive. When you look at how this addition meshes with our long-term team strategy, a clear picture emerges about how the front office wants to handle our depth throughout the next few years. The bottom line here is that adding someone like Monty Rice represents a commitment to protecting our roster floor while we continue building. Many of you might feel relieved to see a veteran arrive to compete for a spot after watching our younger guys struggle with consistency. It is a sensible choice because Rice offers that rare blend of special teams experience and proven tackling ability, which, if you ask me, is exactly the kind of move we needed to bolster the second unit. Are you comfortable with the team relying on a veteran with past starting experience to push our undrafted options during these final practices? Beyond this immediate preseason game, do you believe this move gives our younger linebackers like Elias Neal and Kyle Green the necessary challenge to elevate their own play? I really want to hear what you think in the comments section below. We are looking for those hidden contributors who can step up whenever the starters need a breather, and having another experienced hand like Rice fighting for a roster spot keeps everyone accountable on the field. If he can rediscover that 4.7% missed tackle rate from his 2022 season, the coaches will surely take note before the regular season begins. Our roster is becoming more competitive by the day, and while the path for any new arrival is never easy, it is exciting to see the front office leave no stone unturned in this search for depth. If you enjoyed the video,